Alright battlers, welcome back to a brand new Rose Cup video. Today we're taking a look at a OG fighting type Pokemon, a fan favorite, Machamp. Machamp is a great Pokemon in the Rose Cup. There are certain things that it can do that none of the other fighters can pull off. I'm going to try to highlight it for you here. If you are running Machamp in your Rose Cup team, leave a like. We see here our Sableye going up against Haunter. Sableye is still king of the ghost, but you do not want to get hit by a Shadow Ball. We do absorb that Shadow Punch, no problem, but we are at a shield disadvantage. I do fire off my foul play here against the Skarmory that just came in, trying to push for another foul play, and we actually get there, which is really nice for us. We're trying to chip down the Skarmory as much as possible, but even better, we earn the shield. So I decided to bring in my Machamp here. I know that I cannot tank a Sky Attack. Machamp is really squishy as a fighting type, and you have to protect it very carefully. In comes Alolan Marowak, and I bring in my Clefable. So this is not a great situation for us. We really need this last shield out of the way, trainers. Let's see if we can get it from this Marowak. We're going to fire off a few more charms here and then go for the Psychic, just trying to get this off before a Shadow Ball or another attack comes our way, and we earn that shield, which is really critical. We're actually going to chip down that Marowak, and look at Machamp's attack stat, winning the CMP tie. We're going to throw this Cross Chop. It's just enough to take down Marowak, and then we drop this Rock Slide on the Skarmory. Machamp's Rock Slide is a wonderful move, and its Cross Chop is so fast. Going to the next battle, we lead our Charizard into Sableye. So this is a Pokemon we definitely don't want to get hit by a Power Gem by. I'm going to go straight for the Dragon Claw here, trying to bait the Blast Burn, and we do earn that shield, which is really nice. Expecting the Power Gem here, I do shield, and it is Power Gem, so that would have one-shotted us if it landed. Now it's a race to the next move, and I fire off the Blast Burn. If this Blast Burn lands, it will KO Sableye, and it does, so we have won the lead. In comes Probopass, and I'm not going to swap there. I'm going to go with the flow here and see what happens. We swap right into our Sableye. Trainers, if we would have swapped too early, we would have locked ourselves into an unfavorable matchup. If you win the lead, if you build a better team composition than your opponent, a lot of the time, winning the lead and being patient can win you the match. So we are going to fire off the foul play here against the Medicham and then farm down with the Shadow Claws. My opponent is going to decide to bring in his last Pokemon after that switch timer ticks down. I go straight for the foul play here. At this point, any kind of bonus damage I can do to Probopass is nice. He is going to farm up a few rock throws though, so he does have charge energy ready to go. We do encounter some lag, but not a huge deal, trainers. It was a mutual lag, so not a big problem. He does drop the Rock Slide, which I do not shield. As far as Probopass is concerned, you want to be you want to be wary of that Thunderbolt if you're running Machamp. Here we see Machamp going up against Alolan Marowak, and this is one of the reasons I love Machamp. Medicham cannot threaten Alolan Marowak, but the Rock Slide can. Look at that, super effective damage. Marowak is very weak. At this point, I'm expecting a Shadow Ball, just trying to get Machamp out of the way, but it's just a Bone Club. I do fire off my Cross Chop here, and this stalls us just long enough to get out before that charm damage lands on our Machamp. I do decide to bring in my Charizard. Charizard is a very interesting soft coverage option for the fairies, and look at this, trainers. We are going to Fire Spin down this entire Wigglytuff, shielding the Ice Beam, barely escaping with some HP. Whatever comes in, I'm going to unleash these charge moves. We have about 100 energy, if not more, or we have maxed out our energy. I know we can't hold more than 100, but we have to be up there really high. I do fire off my Dragon Claw here to try to take down this Marowak, but he double shields. Not a huge deal. I do have a Sableye, but check this out, trainers. In comes the Shadow Ball. Sableye is going to get chipped down really low. In comes Probopass. I switch right into my Machamp here, and Machamp packs a punch. Pun intended. Cross Chop is going to take down this Probopass. In comes Marowak, and we actually are able to counter it down. Going to the next match, I lead Charizard again, this time into Medicham. So again, Medicham, there are certain things it can do that Machamp does better, and one of those is beating Charizard. This Ice Punch is not going to do much to Charizard, but we know the Rock Slide is simply devastating to this Pokemon, as you'll see in a few minutes in this video. He does shield that, expecting the Blast Burn, and then we go up for the Blast Burn, but we reach a CMP tie, so we do have to shield this next Ice Punch, just trying to keep Charizard healthy, and luckily we QSA'd this Blast Burn. So he does let that through. Medicham is down. In comes Probopass, and again, trainers, second time around, being patient. If you build a better team composition, you can win matchups. So here we go with our foul play against the Alolan Marowak. It is going to land doing super effective damage. At this point, I'm comfortable not shielding. Even if it's a Shadow Ball, I know my Machamp can come in there and counter it down. It was just the Bone Club, so he did not earn the shield from us. I do fire off the foul play here against a Probopass. Again, trying to get some chip damage in, but I know that I pretty much have this match locked up. This time we're actually able to get to another foul play, which is really good for us. He does decide to shield that, giving us his last shield. At this point, I'm expecting a Thunderbolt, and it is a Thunderbolt, so he called that correctly. A few counters take down Probopass. Going to the next battle, I lead Machamp into that Alolan Marowak, and he remembers what the Rock Slide did the last time around, so he swaps out into Medicham. I go here into Clefable, and we're going to drop these charms on Medicham. Medicham is a great Pokemon, but it can't do much against Clefable at all. Psychic definitely does more damage. I think that's probably the best damage move that you can use against a fairy type like Clefable that Medicham has access to, but we're able to charm it down really quickly. In comes Alolan Marowak. I'm going to go up here for the Dazzling Gleam, just trying to get a shield from this Marowak or do some chip damage, and we land doing not very effective damage, but luckily we're able to chip it down a little bit further. I do have my Aerodactyl here on my team. A couple of rock throws are going to hurt it pretty badly. And in comes Wigglytuff. So I'm going to drop this Rock Slide on the Wigglytuff, and this is a very dangerous situation, trainers. I don't know if we win this one. In fact, I could tell you that we don't. We have two shields. I fire off the Cross Chop here against Wiggles, but this is one of the downsides of Machamp. It's so squishy. Just a few charms bring us down. Going to the next game, I lead Machamp into Skuntank. Skuntank is a poison dark type. Here comes a Medicham with Psycho Cut. Very interesting moveset by my opponent here. I do decide to bring in my Wiggles. Psycho Cut is going to charge very quickly. Dynamic Punch is going to do a ton of damage because Wigglytuff is part normal. At this point, I do not shield the Ice Punch and instead charm down my opponent. In comes that Skuntank, and the Poison Jabs take us out really quickly. I bring in my Machamp and go straight for the Cross Chop. I do think Rock Slide might be the better move here, but I wanted to get that shield. I go for another Cross Chop because I think I might be within KO range, but he does double shield his Skuntank. So I'm going to shield up my Machamp, trying to protect it for whatever's in the back. A few more counters here, and then I swap into Skarmory. And check this out, trainers. My opponent is packing the Flamethrower. Skuntank is a great versatile Pokemon for this cup, but his last Pokemon is Blaziken. So I'm going to fire off the Sky Attack. King Skarmory is going to bring down that fighter with ease. In comes the Skuntank, and we Air Slash down. Going to the next game, I lead Machamp into Medicham. This is not what I want to see. I'm going to swap out here after a couple of seconds of getting more energy together. Expecting an Ice Punch here, I do not shield, but as you can tell, Machamp is already down into the yellow. It's very, very squishy compared to Medicham. You definitely can't get too comfortable with Machamp, but one of the big benefits of it that I have not talked much about so far is the energy lead. If you have an energy lead with Machamp or a Pokemon like Charizard, those are two Pokemon that are going to be critical in the Rose Cup. An energy lead is very important with both of those Pokemon and using them. So Machamp with an energy lead can be so deadly. We're going to see that here in a moment. I do work this Steelix down very deep into the red. I do have Gliscor and Machamp. Again, with the CMP tie, winning that because of our attack stat, we're going to force that shield, but in comes an attack from Steelix. I'm going to decide to shield my Machamp here, and out comes the Medicham. I'm going to swap here into Gliscor, and I do not want to get hit by an Ice Punch, trainer, so I do decide to shield. It will be the Ice Punch, and here we're going to go up a little bit more for extra energy and then fire off the Night Slash. Night Slash is a dark type attack, so it will do a little bit of damage to Medicham, but it's still so bulky. We do take that Ice Punch, and I try to Fury Cutter down, but I get a little bit wary there, and I fire off the Night Slash, trying to get the boost, but we don't get it. In comes Steelix, and we're actually able to Night Slash this Steelix down, which is really, really great for us. My opponent's last Pokemon is Charizard, and check this out, trainers. Machamp clutch with the Rock Slide. Will it be enough? Boom! One-shot Charizard. Machamp is such a beast with the Rock Slide coverage. Last game of the video, trainers. Here we go, Sableye versus Machamp. I am going to fire off a few Shadow Claws here and go for the foul play. This is one of those matchups that are pretty close that you're going to have to learn. Maybe check the sims and see how the shielding scenarios play themselves out. we are going to hit by that Rock Slide, and it does bring our Sableye very weak, but look there, I got the energy lead with Machamp, and we are going to maximize on that. In comes Charizard, and I drop the first Rock Slide on my opponent, and check this out, trainers, because we have that energy lead, Charizard's only going to be able to get to one Dragon Claw. We do shield it, and then drop a second Rock Slide. This really puts your opponent in a bad situation where they have to spend a shield or sacrifice their Charizard, and that's exactly what happened. In comes Probopass, and we're able to squeeze our way into a cross chop, which is very, very nice. We do burn that last shield, and then I go for the swap here into Drapion. Drapion is not a great counter for Probopass, but it does have that Aqua Tail asset. We are going to shield up that Rock Slide and then fire off our Aqua Tail. I don't think this is enough. It's not, but it's bringing this Probopass very, very low. Trainers, this battle has a very wild ending. This Probopass is actually going to drop a Rock Slide on our Drapion, and check this out, trainers. Machamp comes in. Sad Machamp falls down, but we win that match. Trainers, I hope you enjoyed this spotlight on Machamp. The energy lead is so important with Machamp. If you use it, I really enjoy it as a safe swap or as a lead, and then swap into something else, get some energy, and then swap into something else. But if you're running Machamp on your Rose Cup team, leave me a like. Let me know down in the comments below if you are enjoying Machamp, and then subscribe to see more.